Rusty was a small puppy with soft brown fur and floppy ears that bounced with every step he took. He lived on a cozy little farm surrounded by rolling green fields, a wooden farmhouse, and a few chickens that clucked busily around the yard. Rusty's family adored him, and he adored the world around him. Every morning he would wake at dawn, stretching his tiny legs and ears, and dash across the yard as if racing the rising sun. He loved to chase butterflies, sniff every corner, tumble through the grass, and explore the little nooks and crannies of the farm. Rusty was full of energy, curiosity, and mischief, the kind of puppy who could brighten anyone's day while simultaneously driving them a little crazy. On one sunny morning, the farmer's wife, Mrs. Harper, decided to make breakfast for the family. She poured a fresh bowl of creamy, cold milk onto the table, setting it carefully with a plate of golden toast beside it. Rusty's nose twitched immediately. The rich smell of the milk filled the kitchen, tickling his senses. He knew the milk wasn't meant for him. He knew he shouldn't touch it. But temptation has a way of finding playful hearts like Rusty's, and before anyone could blink, he was already nudging the table with his paw, trying to coax just a drop of that tempting white liquid closer. Emma and Jack, the farmer's children, noticed him. "Rusty, leave it alone," Emma said softly, but her tone was playful. Jack chuckled, watching Rusty's antics with amusement. Rusty wagged his tail and tilted his head as if pretending to obey, but in his eyes sparkled a stubborn determination. He wasn't about to give up without a little adventure. In a flash, Rusty leapt onto a chair, pawed at the bowl, and sent it teetering dangerously on the edge. Time seemed to slow for a moment. A clatter, a splash, and the milk was everywhere, running across the wooden floor and splashing onto Rusty's soft belly and paws. He yelped, jumping back, realizing too late that he had created a mess. The sound of dripping milk and the sticky sensation on his fur made him shake, but there was no escaping the consequences now. The children gasped. "Oh no!" Emma cried. Jack groaned, staring at the mess. Mrs. Harper walked in and saw the scene. She sighed, shaking her head but trying not to scold too harshly. "Rusty, you little rascal," she muttered as she grabbed a cloth and began mopping the floor. Rusty's ears drooped, and his tail hung low. For the first time that morning, he realized that his playful mischief had caused extra work and stress for everyone. Rusty backed away, sitting quietly in the corner, while the family cleaned the mess. Emma knelt beside him and gently rubbed his head. "It's okay, Rusty," she said softly. "We love you, but you have to be careful." Rusty's ears perked up slightly at her words. He knew they weren't angry in a mean way. They were just teaching him a lesson. After breakfast, Mrs. Harper cleaned the kitchen thoroughly and poured a new bowl of milk, carefully placing it out of Rusty's reach. The little puppy watched from a distance, sitting in the sunbeam that streamed through the window. His mind buzzed with thoughts. He had wanted a tiny taste of something delicious, and he had gone too far. The mess and the stress he caused had reminded him that mischief, no matter how fun, could lead to trouble. Rusty spent the rest of the morning outside in the yard, watching the children play and the chickens cluck as they pecked at the dirt. He chased a few butterflies, but more slowly this time, considering each jump and turn carefully. He realized that curiosity and playfulness were wonderful, but they needed to be balanced with thoughtfulness and patience. Even the smallest choices could have consequences bigger than they seemed. As days passed, Rusty began to change in small ways. He still chased butterflies and explored every corner of the farm, but he learned to control his impulses. Whenever food was around, he no longer leapt at it or nudged it with his paws. Instead, he would sit patiently, waiting for a gentle pat or a treat from the family. He noticed that being careful and calm brought him more satisfaction than chaos ever had. The family also noticed the change. They saw that Rusty's mischievous energy was still there, but now guided by awareness and thoughtfulness. One afternoon, Rusty's patience was tested again. Mrs. Harper had set out a tray of freshly baked biscuits on the kitchen table, letting them cool before breakfast. The aroma was intoxicating. Rusty's tail twitched, his ears perked, and he stared at the biscuits with wide, eager eyes. He wanted to jump and grab one just as he might have done before. But he remembered the spilled milk, the scolding tone, and the mess he had created. Instead, he sat down, wagging his tail gently, and waited. Emma walked in, noticed Rusty's good behavior, and laughed. "Good boy, Rusty," she said, ruffling his ears. She gave him a small treat, and Rusty's heart swelled with pride. He had resisted temptation and been rewarded, not punished. This small victory filled Rusty with confidence. He realized that mischief might be tempting, but controlling it felt even better. He could still be playful, adventurous, and curious, but he could also be responsible. Over time, he began to understand that patience brought rewards in ways that impulsive actions never could. Rusty's lesson extended beyond food. He learned how to interact gently with the other animals on the farm. The chickens no longer ran from him in fear. He played carefully with the cat, Daisy, who had always been wary of his energetic paws. He explored the barn safely without knocking over haystacks or tools. Rusty had grown from a mischievous little troublemaker into a thoughtful, playful companion who knew the joy of fun tempered with care. The family often told stories about Rusty's early days, when he had spilled the milk. Emma would laugh, Jack would shake his head, and Mrs. Harper would smile fondly. Rusty would wag his tail as if he remembered every detail, understanding how far he had come. It became a gentle reminder for the children as well. They learned that making mistakes was okay, but learning from them and taking responsibility was what truly mattered. One sunny evening, Rusty lay in the soft grass under the big oak tree in the yard. The golden sunlight warmed his fur, and the gentle breeze carried the scent of fresh flowers and earth. He thought about all the times he had gotten into mischief and how much he had learned. He understood that every small action had consequences and that patience, thoughtfulness, and a little self-control could make life smoother and happier. Rusty's growth didn't go unnoticed by the farm. Even the animals seemed to sense the change. The chickens wandered closer, the cat brushed against his fur, and the goats nuzzled him as he walked past. Rusty felt proud, not for having stopped being playful, but for learning how to channel his energy wisely. He was still Rusty, still full of life, but now wiser and more careful. From that day forward, Rusty's adventures became a balance of fun and responsibility. He still chased butterflies, rolled in the grass, and explored the barn, but he also waited for his treats, respected the boundaries of the farm, and helped the younger children when they fell or needed a nudge. Rusty had learned that mischief could be thrilling, but patience and thoughtfulness brought even greater rewards. Rusty's story, from spilled milk to gentle patience, became a lesson for everyone on the farm. The children learned that mistakes are part of life, but responsibility and awareness make life easier and happier. The adults were reminded that playful spirits often need guidance rather than punishment. And Rusty, he became a symbol of growth, showing that even the naughtiest little puppy could learn, change, and thrive. As the seasons changed, Rusty's playful nature and careful instincts made him beloved by everyone. The farm was happier, more peaceful, and filled with laughter. Rusty knew that his mischievous days were behind him not because he had lost his energy or spirit, but because he had learned the joy of using it wisely. Every time he saw a new temptation, whether it was milk, biscuits, or shiny objects, he remembered the lesson of that morning, the spilled milk, and the gentle guidance of his family. He understood that life was full of temptations, but the true happiness came from making thoughtful choices. Rusty still had fun, still made the children laugh, and still explored every corner of his world. But now his joy was deeper, quieter, and filled with pride in the choices he made. And so, Rusty lived happily, learning a little more each day, playing carefully, loving deeply, and reminding everyone around him that even small creatures could teach big lessons. Mischief was tempting, yes, but thoughtful action and awareness were far more rewarding. Moral of the story: mischief may seem fun, but it can lead to trouble. Patience, thoughtfulness, and awareness bring happiness and prevent unnecessary problems.